It looks like we're
We're
live.
live.
So
Hmm.
excellent. Thank you,
Yep.
Raphael. And thanks everybody who might be watching on YouTube. This is the CB2 Arts and Culture Committee meeting. It's Tuesday, June 9th. I'm Eric Narberg. I'm the vice chair of the committee. Our chair, Parija Batan, can't make it to tonight's meeting. She might be able to call in later. We'll see, but I'm going to cover in her absence. We will have a relatively brief meeting. We don't have any scheduled speakers for tonight, so we'll just invite folks who have joined us if there's any updates that they want to share about upcoming events. This is the committee's last meeting before CB2's summer recess, so our next meeting won't be until September. So happy to hear any updates on things that will be happening over the summer that we want to encourage folks in the community to take advantage of. One thing I wanted to note at the beginning is that we're going to be working with Raphael and the CB2 office and some of our colleagues on the Engagement and Inclusion Committee to help use the updates at this meeting to provide more opportunities to promote arts and culture in the district. So um, what we're doing is all the updates we hear at this meeting we'll be putting into the minutes from our meeting and also posting even sooner on CB2's website. We have a page where we list arts and culture events. So that's going to be a place where everything that we hear about at this meeting, we're going to immediately post there. When CB2 gets back up and running in the fall, they're going to be doing their newsletter more regularly, and we'll make sure that the updates from this meeting get into that newsletter. And also finding ways to use our social media account to promote things that come up in this committee. So we're hoping to be able to leverage those tools to help promote events and activities that are happening in the district, and also to encourage more artists and arts organizations in the district to come to committee so they can, share their updates here, and we can help promote all the great things that are happening across Western Queens. So I just wanted to share that at the outset. I'm just going to post a couple links, updates for things that are happening coming up that I thought would be important to share. The first is that Sunny Pride is happening this Friday, June 12th from 5:30 to 9. And so that's going to start at the Sunnyside Arch. And then the march goes down Greenpoint and ends at Lowry Plaza. And Lowry Plaza is where there's going to be a whole bunch of performances, musicians, drag performers, dance, and the like. And so that's a great place to check that out. And also there'll be Sunnyside Makers Markets. So local artisans in the district will be there to sell their wares. So it's a great opportunity to check that out and support our local artists and our local makers. So I shared the link in the chat for that event. Secondly, Culture Lab is going to be hosting a candidates forum for the congressional candidates for New York District 7. That's going to be on Monday, the 15th from 6 to 7. I'm posting a link into the chat to register for that forum and also submit questions. So as far as I know, all of the four candidates for Congress who are running in the primary are planning to attend. So that's a great opportunity to ask questions that are related to arts and culture in the district and how each of these candidates might support the sector. And again, there's an opportunity with the link to submit questions that you'd like the moderators to pose to the candidates. So that's a great opportunity to take advantage of that. On Wednesday, the 17th, excuse me, the When LIC Oversight Task Force is having their kickoff meeting. That's on the 17th from 6 to 8 at CUNY Law. I'm going to post the link to register for that event here. So Carisha and Edja Wheeler from Culture Lab are co-chairs of the Arts and Culture Subcommittee on the Oversight Task Force. And so one of the things that Carisha wanted me to provide an update on is that she and Edjo, as co-chairs of that committee, are eager to have members of the arts and culture community participate in that event. And throughout this process, to hold the oversight committee and city agencies in particular accountable for their commitments to the sector. as the planning process unfolds. Something that she shared with me in a voicemail message that she shared this afternoon was that some of the points of agreement as they relate to arts and culture are actually a bit misleading. They're not actually commitments. They're things that already exist. So, for example, there's a reference to an EDC fund that is existing and is not really new. There's also references to investments from the Department of Cultural Affairs that are essentially things that DCLA actually does already. So it's not reflective of a new commitment. So what she told me was that she and Edjo and the subcommittee are planning to link up pretty strongly with some of the other subcommittees as they relate to, in particular, parks and recreation and schools, to find ways that we might leverage commitments to arts and culture in the work that they're doing in those subcommittees. So in things that'll be happening around parks, where there are ways to add commitments to arts and culture as it relates to public activity. And in the same way, schools, so commitments to education in and out of the classroom, spaces for community as they relate to education. So that's really the process. There's only been one or two of the steering committee meetings so far, so she doesn't have too many updates as far as how the process is unfolding so far, but really encouraging folks who have questions to come to the kickoff. The kickoff is open to the public. I believe some of the subcommittee meetings might be as well, but really this meeting on the 17th is a great place to start. I'm afraid I can't go because I agreed to go to the Land Use Committee meeting on the 17th, which is happening at the same time. So hoping other folks from the sector will be able to come and ask questions about that. For those of you who will be at the Land Use Committee who might be watching or be able to watch the recording from this meeting, I'm going to be there because the Historic Districts Council is going to be giving a presentation on the findings from their research. And kind of the shorthand description of what they'll be doing in their presentation is describing where they're recommending the Landmarks Commission, where they're recommending we endorse requests for evaluation to the Landmarks Preservation Commission, and a few of the sites that they're planning to include in those recommendations, and basically seeking the Land Use Committee's support and endorsement of those directions that they're planning to take. So they've basically, taken the research and the information that the community gave them and all the surveys and public input that they gathered, done their own research on those sites, and based on their assessment, are recommending the places that they think have the most merit and might resonate the most strongly with landmarks, and investing their time in putting those requests for evaluation out. And they just want to be able to do that with the input and support of CB2 through the Land Use Committee. So that'll be an opportunity for folks from the community to hear the recommendations and ask questions, and for the committee and CB2 to express their support or ask questions about the direction the HDC is taking for us. But this is essentially a culmination of what the HDC has been doing with Sunnyside over the course of the past year. So I agreed to be there and kind of help introduce that. So hopefully in the fall, we'll be able to provide an update on how that goes. And hopefully by the fall, HTC might have submitted some of those requests, and we might have some feedback from Landmarks on that. Finally, the last update I wanted to share is that NISCA, the deadline for organizational and artist grants is on Wednesday, July 8th. And so at the link I'm sharing in the chat, there's the guidelines and also access to the webinars that they put up with instructions and resources to artists and arts organizations who are seeking to apply this year. So encourage folks to avail themselves of those resources if they have any questions or if they need any support. So that was it for updates that I had. I'd love to invite anybody who's in the space with us if they'd like to introduce themselves, if they have any updates on things that are upcoming or things that are happening during the summer that they want to make sure that folks are aware about, and that CB2 might be able to promote through our website and through our different channels as well. So anybody who's with us who wants to jump in.
Hi, Eric. I can jump in if that's all right.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Great. Let me open my camera. Hi, I'm Angel. I'm at the Long Island City Partnership. I wanted to join this call because I know it's the last one before the summer break, and I had a few things to mention. One, in terms of the World Cup, we're doing a watch party on July 19th with MoMA PS1 that was funded or the borough president, Queensborough president provided funding for, so we're excited about that. Still some information to come, like this tickets haven't been released yet. It'll be free, but there are capacity that we have to reach, so we'll be asking for RSVPs for that. All World Cup themed events and watch parties and even just bars showing the games will be on our website, which I can link to
Great.
here. And yeah, so follow along. There's a lot of things going on. The NYC Tourism and Co. is doing their own program, and local businesses are participating in that. So there are deals and World Cup themed cups that you can get at businesses and all that stuff. So that's all on our website. And secondly, since I know that you guys are breaking for the summer, wanted to let you know that we are working on a potential mural that we won't really start working on until after July 1st, but we're working with the YMCA on a mural on their on the facade of their building, which we're really excited about. We kind of secured the funding for it and have no other details past that. So we're hoping to get it done sort of like late summer, early fall. So if it lines up for when you guys are back, we can share details on that. But I wanted to ask because we are going to release a call for artists, and we're still like in the phase of talking to them about what exactly we're looking to put on the facade. But should we still send this over to the to you or Carisha when we have the call for artists to share out? Is that something that you guys would still be able to do during the summer?
Absolutely, please do.
Okay.
We won't have a newsletter, but we will have our social media, and I'm sure that Carisha has her own
Hmm.
network that she can promote that opportunity through, and I can do some things here in Sunnyside as well. So we'd love to help you with that, get that word out.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, once I have that finalized, probably like July, August, I'll send it over to you. Um,
Excellent.
yeah, I think that was it for us, but let me send that link so you have it.
Perfect. And by the way, Angel, many thanks to you and your colleagues for a very windy but otherwise a very enjoyable LIC Springs the other weekend. And CB2 was glad to be there and be present.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I know, I mean, it was pretty successful even with the wind, but it was a pretty rough, a rough day to be out there for so many hours, but it was overall very successful. Everyone showed up that said they would show up, so we're happy with it.
That's terrific. Do you have any sense of like what participation was like? Do you do any estimates of that?
Or just like in terms of people
People
coming
who
to the
showed up.
event, yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like we had around 5 to 10,000. We have some um tools to measure how many people show up, but it doesn't include how many kids were there. So it said there was 5,000 there, but that doesn't include all the kids because it tax cell phones to like just get a rough number of like pedestrians in an area.
Yeah.
And so we would say that would probably double it if we included kids. So throughout the day, we had we would say around 10,000 people.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Excellent. Thank you. And thanks for sharing the information in the chat. We'll make sure that gets our minutes and we can promote all of that. Um,
great. Thank you.
Pia, anything you know of that's happening you want to share? Make sure that we promote?
The warm-ups are starting up, right? The PS1 warm-ups.
Yes.
I don't know when it starts, but I think it begins soon.
Yeah. So let's, Raphael, I'll make sure that we have the link for PS1, but we can put that in our materials and promote that. I think we'll also want to link to Culture Lab's events calendar for the summer. Culture Lab always has a very busy, vibrant summer and things happening on the LAC waterfront. We'll want to take advantage of that. I also will add Sunnyside Shines Their summer cultural initiative is happening through the summer, so jazz performances every Thursday on Lower and Bliss Plazas. Woodside on the Move has been doing some open streets where they're having, I think, every Saturday and Sunday throughout the month of June. The street right next to the 61st Street stop in Woodside is open to the public, and they're having performances and art events and things happening throughout the summer. So we'll make sure to add that link too, and encourage folks to participate in that. But just lots of open streets and open summer activities happening throughout the district in the summer. So encourage everybody to take advantage of that. I did think of one other event I wanted to share, which is that the LaGuardia Performing Arts Center, and Angel mentioning the collaboration about that viewing party made me think of it. But they're in the middle of a Pride Month film screening, and upcoming this week is a screening of a film called My Sunnyside, which is about two residents in Sunnyside and their kind of life story, and really inspirational, and would encourage folks to go to LPAC to check that out. And then there's another film in the series that's happening, I think, the week next, that's based in Astoria. I went to the one that they had last week that was about Jackson Heights and the beginning of the Queen's Pride Parade, which was really interesting as well. So encourage folks to check that out. I would love to invite our guests to jump in as well, now that we're live, if you'd like to introduce yourself. Maybe not.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Hi.
I'm assuming
That's
that's
okay.
me. I'm a little camera shy. I didn't realize
That's okay. No worries.
But yeah, I'm a local Sunnyside resident, so I was invited to the meeting to join, so thank you for having me.
And are you an artist or an arts supporter? You go to arts events?
I guess I would classify myself as both. Yeah, I'm a dancer. I grew up dancing. I'm not a professional dancer, but I grew up dancing. I do still work in a creative field, mainly doing like video editing, creative direction, that sort of stuff. And I love arts and culture. So yeah, I'm glad to see more of it in the neighborhood, and I appreciate all the work that you guys are doing.
Oh, well, thank you. And like I said, I'm sorry that Karisha couldn't be here to see that you heard about it from her and from Queensboro Dance Festival. But she'll be delighted that you came. And please, come to our meetings in the fall and encourage others to do the same. This is an unusually small turnout, I think, probably because it's the start of the summer, and a lot of the artists and arts organizations who usually show up are in the midst of their busy seasons now. So hopefully when we come back in the fall, we'll have more folks to provide updates and share. But I think that's about it. If nobody has any other updates, I think we'll probably wrap up here early. And I'll just wish everybody a good summer. Stay tuned to updates from CB2 about our meetings in the fall. And our social media for any promotions that are things that will be happening over the summer. But wishing everybody a great one.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
good
Bye,
night.
everyone.
You.
Have a great summer.